Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, milky fella.
I be on the interstate going fast as hell. If a nigga play slow as snail, I might crack his shell. I dodge jail, police can go to hell. I know the victim still waiting to exhale. I keep a bitch in the X Games. That's all I do with her. Me and him are not the same. You in my business, nigga? Please stay in your lane. But if you must, I'm on resort with the champagne. I booked a new trip. So many flights, you wish where Delta had a membership. Real stories, I am not with the embellishing. I'm tryna fuck, baby, I am not a gentleman. I'd rather be a general at my pinnacle. Somewhere in Florida, getting way away from the snow. I'm that nigga with the flow that'll leave you on the flow. I got a hold of some game, you gotta pay to know. Leave a nigga on his ass if it's toe to toe. I'm always on the go, traveling, I'm coast to coast. I got my pedal to the metal, ain't no time to coast. They told me choose money or women, but I'm receiving both. I'm going hard naturally, no blue chews. You'd have to see the world to really see my point of views. That's not a diss, boy, I be on the trips, boy. 2 hours early, so the flight, I never miss it, boy. Life's different, boy, when you understand your mission, boy. All my guys, linebacker size, don't make us blitz your boy. Yeah.
Purchase your tracks today.
What's good? What's good? What's up? What's up? Give me a second. Let me make sure everything is working correctly. Just be patient with me right quick. My last stream was horrible. Everything that could have went wrong. I think my talking points was pretty good. Everything I had to say about the stream, but just the quality and all that stuff was bad. So I went the extra mile to make sure that this stream would be running smoothly, like 100%. So, yeah. Give me a second. Oh, yeah, I see you. Hamilton, what's good, man? What's up, Hamilton? You said, what's going on? What's good? What's good? I see you, bro. Y'all do me a favor. If anybody that see this, like the stream, fuck with your boy, 100. So, yeah, I think everything is running smoothly so far. Let me make sure my sound is good. Give me a second. What is it? Audio. Test and test. Okay, yeah. Okay, so my microphone working. My stream isn't laggy or glitching or spike lagging or whatever. Okay, that's good. So far, so good. So yeah, everything is on point right now. So yeah, this stream is gonna be talking about, even if a woman is highly interested in you, you still need to have game, because a lot of guys think of a woman as like highly interested, that it's easy. Like you don't necessarily need to have game if she's, I should say, throwing it at you, but that's the furthest thing from the truth. The only way that could be a possibility is if you're a celebrity and a woman got a feel for who you are already. That's it. If she see you on TV, if she know how you sound, the cadence, the intonations of your voice, she know how you interact with other people or other characters on a particular show, she got a feel for who you might be, so she can have a perception in her head or whatever, right? But if you a random motherfucker, then she don't necessarily know who you are. She can have I should say a perception of how you might be based off your appearance and your swag, and I guess I should say the confidence that you exude, but in a lot of cases that won't be enough, so even if a woman, even if you're her quote unquote preference, as far as like looks and appearance, you still need to have a mouthpiece. You still need to have a way of how you interact with women, 100%. So this live stream is going to be me going into that, so yeah. But before I even do that, I want to do some promotions. I want to promote myself, I should say, so I recently just established myself as a coach, and this is actually what I wanted to do last stream, but YouTube or the Google was hating on me, or maybe I just wasn't on point. But yeah, so I'm gonna start off by showing you guys, my Patreon. I'm gonna just show my Patreon, my website, MackApproachDating.com. Matter of fact, let me take this down right quick. Yeah, like right under my tagline, like right under my name, you see the website, MackApproachDating.com. You can check that out at your own leisure. Not really too much there though. I don't really have a whole lot there. This was the first website I ever created, but it is working, it is running. And if you need the like one-on-one coaching, book something and I will get with you, or you can just hit me up on Instagram, right? You can hit me up on Instagram or hit me up on TikTok. You can cash out me, or you can like let me know like what your issues are, and you can cash out me or whatever, and we can get it popping, but I want to actually go to my Patreon. I want to take time out to go to my Patreon. So give me a second. Let me share my screen right quick. Share my screen. For my vision. Oh, I can look at this screen. Hold up. Let me share my screen. Okay, I don't know what the hell I just did. Hold up. Okay, yeah. So here is the Patreon. Matter of fact, let me go back to it right quick. Where is it? So yeah, this is the Patreon right here. I only have like 9 or 10 videos, So this is a video I uploaded on YouTube, the pros and cons of dating. I almost said the pros and cons of dating. This is the pros and cons of cold approach part 2. I think this was a really good video that I did, but it didn't get enough clicks or whatever. So I just made it a Patreon exclusive video, but it is free to watch. I do have some free stuff on Patreon. You don't have to pay for everything. I got like 3 or 4 free videos. So, that's one video. This video is free. She cheated on her boyfriend. This video is anything that's uncensored is not free, and I almost got into a fight. That's members only on YouTube, but it is exclusive on Patreon as well. Some women are nasty. Wait, let's actually let's check this. Let's check this one out right here. Let's check this one out. We're gonna check this one out. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think you guys can't see it. Give me a second. Let me change some stuff up right quick. I apologize for that. I actually thought it transferred me over to the actual video. Hold on, let me take my share screen down right quick and put another one up so you guys can see the Patreon exclusive video right quick. Okay. Share screen. Okay. Yo, you know who it is. It's your boy True Prodigy 27 here with another Patreon exclusive video, right? And in this video, I want to talk about how nasty women can be. I don't want to say all, but how nasty some women can be, right? Some women can be very nasty, bro. And I don't mean in a sexual way, but not
as far as how well they can perform in the bedroom. I'm not talking about nasty like that. I'm talking about they could fuck you, or you could fuck them, I should say. And then as soon as they leave your crib, they headed to another dude when you just literally ejaculated inside of this chick raw.
That's facts, bro. That's facts. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys that's watching this or that will watch this on the playback can agree with me on this. Anybody that had experience, you can literally just finish busting a nut inside a chick, which is something that I wouldn't recommend nobody to do that with a chick that you just met off a dating app or that you just met in real life. I wouldn't recommend it, but sometimes the chick just be so fine. Sometimes the vagina just be so good, you just can't help yourself, right? You know, don't penalize me for that. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes like you know better, but you don't do better. But now I actually do better. But that's pretty much the point I wanted to make. But yeah, let's get back to it.
That could be the situation. You just ejaculated inside this chick raw, right? And she over another dude's house the same day. The same day, bro. I mean, literally, as soon as she leaves, she over another dude's house. I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm gonna tell you how you even know that. The reason how you know that is because she told you. She said, I got these other two dudes I'm fucking with. I'm probably gonna head over their crib after I'm done with you, right? And you say it's all good, you know what I mean? It's whatever. And you might actually like this chick. You might think she's attractive, or you know the vibe is good and all that. But you got to keep your poker face up, because the reason why she's revealing that information to you is because she feels comfortable around you, and you know, like she's letting her guard down, revealing this information to you because she think you're not gonna judge her, like 100. Like, it was this one chick I messed with, right? And matter of fact, you know, I come with the receipt, so I'll give a.
I gotta shut it down now. I gotta shut it down. I can't show that. I can't show it. I can't show what I want to show. If I show that, I'm gonna have to take this whole live stream down. You know what I mean? That's kind of X-rated, explicit stuff right there. But yeah, man, like that's Patreon exclusive content. You know, if you want to finish watching it, hit up the Patreon account. Maybe it could entertain you, or maybe you can learn something from it. Either or works for me, like 100. You know, but yeah, man, that's pretty much what it is with women, man. Like you have to be like very indifferent towards women, even women that you like, even women that you have high initial interest in, just so they can let their guard down, just so they can reveal the skeletons in their closet, or just so they can reveal themselves to you, right? And then you can make a decision on whether you want to still deal with them or not based off what they show you, like 100. Like maybe they might show you something that you don't want to see, and you got to make a decision. But that's pretty much all I want. I just wanted to show some of my Patreon exclusive content just to give you guys a sample of what I do over there. But that's pretty much it, man. You know, if you want to, you know, get coaching, MackApproachDating.com, Patreon account, Instagram, TikTok, you know, whatever avenue you want to hit me up on, just feel free to do that, and I will get back in touch with you 100%. So with that being said, let me actually pull up this video right quick. It won't take me long. Let me pull up this video. Let me see. You don't need. Is it don't need? No. I think it's this one.
Y'all, any advice is that if you're dating someone and you get a bad impression of them the first time, that is as good.
Okay, so let me pull it back a little bit. So going back to what I said when I first started the stream, right? I pretty much said that even if a woman has high initial interest in you, or just high interest in you, bro, you still need to have game. You still need to have mouthpiece. You still need to have a specific way of how you go about courting women, and you can't leave it up to chance. You just can't throw crap at the wall hoping it stick, bro. You got to know what you're doing. You know, like, it, do I really want to say this, bro? Do I really want to say what I want to say? You know what? I'm not gonna say it because I feel like I'm gonna be biting out other people, but I'm not gonna say it. But pretty much what I'm saying is, man, if you have game or if you have a legit way of how you go about courting women, then you know what? I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. I don't want to because I should say it and I want to say it, but I'm not gonna say it because I already know I'm gonna end up biting off somebody else. So I'm not gonna steal nobody else's stuff. You know, but yeah, man. With that being said, let's just get straight into it.
If I could give y'all any advice, it's that if you're dating someone and you get a bad impression of them the first time, that is as good as it's ever going to get. So I got back on the dating apps and I matched with this guy and we were having a really good conversation through messaging. So I decided to ask him for a video call. So we get on the phone and we were having a really good conversation on the phone at first. So the conversation was actually going so well that he asked me to go on a date the very same day. Our taste in food wasn't really that similar.
All right, let me talk about the phone calls and stuff. You know, let me talk about that. You know, so talking on the phone with a woman that you just met, that's a skill that every guy can't do. Every guy can't get away with that. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. In order for you to talk to a woman on the phone and actually be successful in that endeavor, I should say, you have to have a certain level of game, a certain level of skill about you already. You have to have at least an intermediate level of game about you, like 100. You know, like if you're not even comfortable flirting with women, then talking to a woman on the phone is not really going to do you no good, bro. It's just like your social skills aren't really on point. Like 100. Let me see what it is. What's good? The Travel POV. What's up? What's up? I see you, man. But yeah, that's like I was saying, bro. Like if I didn't throw myself off reading your comment, but if you don't have like a certain level of game about you, then talking to a woman on the phone really ain't gonna do you no good, man. Like, and this is something that I know for a fact because when I first started doing it, I wasn't really that comfortable with talking to women on the phone because, you know, I had like a slight speech impediment. I used to stutter a little bit. So as soon as I get on the phone and talk to a woman, they'll hear how inconsistent I was and just how nervous and just how weird I used to act, you know. So that's pretty much what I'm saying right now. If you don't have a certain level of game about you, it's best if you just skip that and just go straight on the date. 100. If you're a guy, you new in the game, 19, 20, 21, 22, and you know your social skills not that on point, you know, you don't really even feel comfortable just flirting with women and you don't really approach like that, then skip that and just go straight on the date. I'm just being real, because talking on the phone, bro, it's like how do I want to say this? I want to say it's like a double-edged sword, but it's more so like an extreme positive and an extreme negative, because it can be an extreme positive because if your verbal skills or if your seduction skills is on point enough, then you might not even have to go on a date. Like your mouthpiece could be so good that you can literally like have her come over to the crib that night. I know this for a fact because I've done it. But it also could be bad because she'll never really want to go out on a date in the first place. Or she could just write you off, oh, this dude ain't even worth talking to at all. So just to avoid that, just go straight on the date. I'm just being real. Just, if you're not at that level, just go straight on the date. And that's pretty much all I want to say on that. That's, yeah. But hold up. Travel POV. Like you said, y'all do me a favor, fuck with you, hit that like button. 100%. Shout out Travel POV. I'll fuck with you, bro. Let's get back to it.
But he did say that he liked seafood and he knew a good seafood restaurant. Mind you, he did also ask me what area I lived in before he gave me the name of the restaurant. So I looked up the restaurant on Google just to see what it was. It was something similar to like Juicy Crab, which is fine. Then I put the name of the restaurant into my GPS and I saw that it was like an hour and 20 minutes away. I assumed that we both lived kind of far from the restaurant, and we were meeting in the middle to go to this restaurant. So we set a time, and then we actually stayed on the phone for a little bit after that, and the conversation just went downhill from there. This man starts talking about himself incessantly, and he's talking about how good he looks, and not only how good he thinks he looks, but how good other women perceive him to look. To the point that he even told me that he was watching himself in the FaceTime camera. But he does start asking me questions, such as, when I go out, how often do men hit on me? So I say, I don't know, I guess as much as any other woman. Because what's the relevance of this? He moves on. He asked me if I smoke. I told him no, I don't. Decided to ask him for a video call.
Hold on,
so
let
we
me
get
pause
on the,
it.
decided to ask him for a video call.
Damn.
So we get on the phone, and we were having a.
I'm like, why I can't pause? What the hell going on? Okay, so when you're on a date with a woman, and I'm gonna actually do a Patreon exclusive video about this, but in the video, I'm gonna actually go on a date, on an actual date, so I can show motherfuckers how it's done, like for real, bro. But I'm not gonna make it public. I'm gonna make it like members only content, you know. But when you're on a date with a woman, you don't you don't talk about yourself, bro. Like you giving her way too much information about you, so you know, so she can figure you out. You supposed to be asking her questions so you can figure her out to see if you want to mess with her, bro. But the thing is, when you asking those questions, you supposed to provide humor. You know, you supposed to provide some level of, you know, I don't necessarily want to say like civil discourse. You don't want to argue with her, but that's pretty much the situation. You like what I'm saying right now is you just want to create a comfortable environment that you and her can enjoy, right? While asking her questions to find out more about her, you know. But the questions have to be, you know, like one example, like this is what I normally do, like when I'm on a date with a woman. Like I'll see her, you know, and like let's just say if I cold approach her, from the cold approach, I'll like bring that back up on the date. Like if I approached her, I came with a direct approach, like, hey, you fine as hell, you know, and I seen you over there like 5 minutes ago. I wanted to come up to you and say, hey, or whatever. Like that is what I say off the cold approach. But when I'm on the date, I'll bring that back up. I'll say, you know what? So when I actually seen you on a date, like when I seen you at the bar or at the convenience store or at the supermarket, when I seen you at either of these places, you know what was going through my head? Like, do you know what was going through my head when I seen you? And she might say, I don't know, you tell me. I'm like, I was looking at how nice and how firm and how round your ass, how round your butt is, I should say. I don't want to be too vulgar, you know, or whatever. But I was thinking in my head how round and how, you know, voluptuous you are. Like, this is the thoughts that was going through my head, but I didn't want to say it at the supermarket because I didn't think it was the right place and the right time. But we're here, we're in front of each other, you know, it's a dim light setting, you know, that we got the counter lights and shit all around us, you know, this is a comfortable atmosphere. And I'm telling you this right now, this is how I genuinely feel. So I want to ask you a question. So when you seen me, did you feel the same way? Right? Like when you seen me, did you feel the same way? And based off her answer, I'll know if she's interested or not. It's pretty much what I'm saying. Or maybe she'll give me an answer, but she'll give me an answer as though, like, she can say, boy, stop, you like, I don't like, whatever. You know, she's saying it, but she got like a fun, playful demeanor. She's smiling, you know what I mean? It's her pretty much just kind of like flirting with me, right? So if she gives me that type of energy on the date, then I know she's interested. Like I'll set up or I'll prompt her to, I don't necessarily want to say force her, but I'll set up a situation to where she has to give me an authentic response based off what I tell her. You know, so that's pretty much what I do on a date. You know, and that's what guys should do. They should be setting up situations to where they ask questions to not necessarily force women, but to nudge women to give genuine and authentic responses. But a lot of guys, like the guy she was on the date with, is like self-centered and think about themselves, bro. You're supposed to be, you know, trying to find out more about her. I don't know. Maybe he probably got that from, like, he probably got that from a dating coach. When you go on a date, you know, pretend like she don't exist. Pretend like she's not there. You know, pretend like you're looking at a mirror, you know, and you seeing yourself or whatever. I don't know. Like, maybe that's what some dating coaches say. I don't say do that. I say you need to be trying to pull positive information. You probably not positive, but you're supposed to be trying to pull information out of this woman that you just met, like 100%. You know, and honestly, the only reason why you should be going out on a date if you see longevity. I wouldn't really advise guys to go out on a date with a woman if they don't see longevity, like 100. I would not advise a guy to go out on a date with a woman if he do not see long-term commitment or like a long-term relationship with this woman. I'm just being real. You almost wasting your time. You don't need to go out on a date for that. Or if you do go out on a date, it should be something like extremely casual. You know, like I don't go on coffee dates, but like a coffee date or walk in the park. You know, she come over the gym and maybe you guys could like work out. Well, even that's kind of too much. I wouldn't going out on a workout date. I mean, that's that can be something you do together, but that's kind of too much. It should be something extremely casual. You know what I mean? Just to feel the vibe out. But if it's like an actual like dinner date or whatever, that's like long-term shit, bro. That's not something that you do right away. You know, at least for me, like that's my standard. I don't go out on. I'm not even tell you the last time I went out on a dinner date. Like it was years ago. But yeah, that's just me, man. You know, so that's pretty much it. I know I'm hella long-winded. Let's get back to it.
Really good conversation on the phone at first. So the conversation was actually going so well that he asked me to go on a date the very same day. Our taste in food wasn't really that similar, but he did say that he liked seafood and he knew a good seafood restaurant. Mind you, he did also ask me what area I lived in before he gave me the name of the restaurant. So I looked up the restaurant on Google just to see what it was. It was something similar to like Juicy Crab, which is fine. Then I put the name of the restaurant into my GPS and I saw that it was like an hour and 20 minutes away. I assumed that we both...
Man, unless he gonna marry this chick or make her his girlfriend, please, for the love of the Most High, do not go out on dinner dates with a woman you just met, bro. You investing way too much to a woman you barely know, like 100.
Both lived kind of far from the restaurant and we were meeting in the middle to go to this restaurant. So we set a time and then we actually stayed on the phone for a little bit after that and the conversation just went downhill from there. This man starts talking about himself incessantly and he's talking about how good he looks and not only how good he thinks he looks, but how good other women perceive him to look. To the point that he even told me that he was watching himself in the FaceTime camera. But he does start asking me questions such as, when I go out, how often do men hit on me? So I say, I don't know, I guess as much as any other woman, because what's the relevance of this? He moves on. Our taste in food wasn't really that similar, but he did say...
Okay, so I made a mistake. I took it back. I'm gonna actually forward it a little bit. But okay, he asked her a question, but the question he asks is irrelevant. Why? Honestly, I low-key think she just making this up. Ain't no way in hell a guy is asking her this type of question and he just met her. Like, what? That's wild as hell. Why do you care how many guys have approached her? That's none of your damn business. I would rather him say how many guys have you smashed, even though that's still irrelevant off of a woman you just... I wouldn't advise no guy to ask a question like that. But I would rather him ask a question like that than how many guys have approached you or how much attention you get from guys. Like, what? Like, that's a nonsensical question, bro. That's what I'm saying. Even if a woman has high interest in you, you still need to have game, because if you don't, you're going to screw it all up. So, yeah.
Go to my mirror and I turn the camera around, but I have like a t-shirt and some joggers on, and
yeah, I could tell.
What is that? He looks, but how good other women perceive him to look. To the point that he even told me that he was watching himself in the FaceTime camera. But he does start asking me questions such as, when I go out, how often do men hit on me? So I say, I don't know, I guess as much as any other woman, because what's the relevance of this? He moves on. He asked me if I smoke. I told him, no, I don't smoke. It says that on my profile. And he says, what?
So you've never smoked before?
I have smoked before.
Yeah, I could tell.
What is that supposed to mean?
You have dark lips.
I don't have dark lips from smoking. I have dark lips genetically.
No, I'm pretty sure it's from smoking.
I've probably smoked 5 non-consecutive times, not even in the same year. That's not how it works.
All it takes is one time.
I should have hung up the phone right there. P.S. Because I know you're watching this video, that's not how that works. Anyway, we move on from that, and then he...
hold up. She said, all right, hold up. You mean to tell me that he's doing all of this over the phone? I'm thinking he's actually saying this in front of a day. You mean to tell me he's doing this over a damn phone call? Are you serious, bro?
Wants to play a game. Well, the game is, can I guess how much you weigh just by looking at you? I don't really need to play that game. I could just tell you how much I weigh. But he insists on playing this game, and he said,
No, man. I gotta be missing something, bro. Hold up. I gotta be. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you probably, why you keep taking the video back, bro? I need to get the full context of what's going on, because I don't like to be left in the dark. I actually need to know what the fuck is going on so I can make sense of it. But yeah.
he looks, but how good other women perceive him to look. To the point that he even told me that he was watching himself in the FaceTime camera. But he does start asking me questions, such as, when I go out, how often do men hit on me? So I say, I don't know, I guess as much as any other woman, because what's the relevance of this? He moves on. He asked me if I smoke. I told him, no, I don't smoke. It says that on my profile. And he says, what?
So you've never smoked before?
I have smoked before.
Yeah, I could tell.
What is that supposed to mean?
You have dark lips.
I don't have dark lips from smoking. I have dark lips genetically.
No, I'm pretty sure it's from smoking.
I've probably smoked 5 non-consecutive times, not even in the same year. That's not how it works.
All it takes is one time.
I should have hung up the phone right there. P.S. Because I know you're watching this video, that's not how that works. Anyway, we move on from that, and then he wants to play a game. Well, the game is, can I guess how much you weigh just by looking at you? I don't really need to play that game. I could just tell you how much I weigh. But he insists on playing this game, and he said he wants me to see how good he is at guessing people's weight. Cool beats. So I stand up, I go to my mirror, and I turn the camera around. But I have like a t-shirt and some joggers on. And he says, you have big clothes on. Sir, this is your game. You told me you could just look at me and tell how much I weigh, so how much? But I throw him a bone and I pull my shirt back so it just looks like a fitted shirt. This man says, and I quote,
do a 360 for me.
I think the fuck not. So he laughs and tells me he was just joking. No, you weren't. Then he guesses that I weigh somewhere between 150 and 165. That is a gigantic range. I don't look.
Bro, this is hard. See, I seen this video before, but just rehearing it and rewatching it again, I should say, I'm getting triggered all over again because I was skimming through it the first time. I didn't actually sit down and watch the whole thing, bro. But man, this just shows, bro. You need game. You need game, bro. I don't care what nobody say. Oh, well, game don't exist. You know, game is manipulation, bro. You need to have game, whether you adhere to it or not. You need to have it, like 100%. Ain't no way around it. If you don't have game, or if you don't utilize, you always utilizing game. But bro, you need game when you're dealing with the opposite sex, 100%, bro. If you don't have it, then you will never succeed. Honestly, if you don't adhere to game, then I don't see a guy succeeding if they don't even, like, if you say game don't exist or I don't adhere to game, I guarantee you, like your dating life is trash, or your dating life has always been trash. But yeah.
The same at 150 as I do at 165, but I'm also not about to argue about my weight, so you got it. Game over. So can you guys guess what I did next? No, that is incorrect. I got off the phone and I called my sister. And I don't know if I explained it incorrectly, but she told me that I might be overthinking it and she wouldn't have thought anything of it. And I told her I was considering canceling the date.
All of that was over the damn phone. And guess what? She still liked to, even though his conversation on the phone was absolute trash. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. Even though it was trash, it was subpar, she still had enough interest in him to like go out on a date because her sister or whoever influenced her. You know what? Just give him a second chance. You know what I mean? Women will do that. Then as soon as they done talking, they'll go to another woman and actually say, so I was talking to this guy, you know, he seemed cool, you know, I like his energy, I like his vibe. Should I take it further with him? Or maybe it's how this dude is trash, you know, he's kind of corny, you know, he's lame, he's asking me irrelevant questions that don't mean nothing. What should I do? So some women will do that. Instead of using their own discernment, they'll actually go to another person to get, you know, counsel or whatever, or to get another perspective. So that is a good thing too. So it's just good to just have experience with a woman and just know how to maneuver, like whether you're on the phone or on a date, bro. Like it's like I think the saying is like your first impression is your lasting impression. So don't fuck up your impression. I just made the last part of that up, but that's pretty much it, bro. But yeah.
And she told me to give him a chance and it might be better in person. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. So I got ready, I drove there, and it took like an hour and 15 minutes. And he got there maybe 3 or 4 minutes after I did. We get in the restaurant, we get seated, and immediately it is super awkward. I could tell that he does not know what to say, so I try to carry the conversation, but he's not asking me any questions back, and he's not posing the questions that I'm asking back to me. He's just answering the questions and moving on. Then the waitress comes to take our order, and he is low-key flirting with this waitress, which is not only crazy because I'm sitting right here, but it's like, we don't even have this type of...
Imagine going on a date with a woman and not even knowing what to say. That's crazy as hell to me. Imagine going on a date with a woman and not knowing what to do or what to say. See, if you start approaching, you know, then cold approaching, I should say, then there won't be a problem for you. But yeah, let's get back to it.
Chemistry, and we're the ones on the date. So she walks off and he kind of explains that he frequents that restaurant. So I'm like, all right, still inappropriate, but cool, you know her. And the answer is no. So we move on and we're talking, and I realize that my back is hurting from carrying this entire conversation. So I stop talking thinking that he's gonna start talking, and that's not what happened at all. So now neither of us are talking, and he keeps picking up his phone and putting it down, and then at one point he started to watch the game at the bar. So I tried to make one last ditch effort to make conversation, and this is how it went. Oh, so you like football?
Yeah, but neither of my teams are playing today.
Cool. Would you describe yourself as a shy person?
Not at all. What will make you ask that?
I don't know, you know? You're not really saying much though.
Oh yeah, well, I don't really talk much on first dates because I like to get to know more about the other person.
Okay, yeah. Well, you haven't really asked me a lot of questions.
What's your favorite color?
Fortunately, the food comes out and it's still kind of awkward, but it's less awkward because we're eating. But when I tell y'all I was almost too disgusted to eat.
Y'all.
Not only was it messy, but it was also loud and he was eating super fast. So he got done way before I was done. And for the rest of the time that I was eating, it kind of felt like he was rushing me to get done. So I'm assuming he had somewhere to be after that. And I asked him, were you trying to go somewhere after this? Which, poorly phrased. He assumed that I meant us, and he asked me if I wanted to go get dessert after that. Absolutely not. But somehow it came up that we both really like ice cream, and he suggested that I take him to go get ice cream on our second date. What? And he repeats himself.
On our next date, you should take me to go get ice cream.
Yeah, so that's the straw that broke the camel's back. I was not done eating, but I was done eating, and we got the check, and we left. Before we departed, he told me to text him and let him know when I got home safely. I told him you do the same. I didn't even get to the highway before he texted me that he was home. So when I got home, I told him that I got home. I also told him that I'm no longer interested in dating him. He asked me why. I told him exactly why. He apologized, he explained himself, and I actually gave him another chance after this, at least for a day. But the next day,
she gave him another. POV. She gave him another chance. She gave him another chance, bro. This is crazy work to me. What the hell? She gave this dude you said no ice cream. But man, she gave this dude another chance, bro. And he still fumbled. What the hell?
Well, I mean, we'll see whether he fumble or not. You know, I'm not gonna spoil it for y'all, but I mean, we pretty much get it at this point. You know, he pretty much gonna fuck it up because he ain't got no game about. Excuse me, he ain't got no game about him. But yeah, even if a woman is highly interested, man, you still need to have game about you. It's not gonna be as easy as people think it's gonna be. If a woman is attractive, bro, she's always, you know, weighing her options. With all of the guys in her, I remember this one chick I dealt with, right, on Snapchat. No. I met her. I don't even remember why I met. It's been so long ago. I think we met on Facebook dating. We met on Facebook dating, and she showed me how many guys was in her Snapchat DMs. Hold up. You guys know I always say this. Right hand to the Most High, right? Like I'm holding the Bible. She had a good like 100, 200 dudes just strolling up, showing me, but she did do content, you know, OnlyFans content or whatever, but she was showing me content, not content, she was showing me DMs that she never even opened, just scrolling. I'm just like, how the hell did you even get to me? You know, well, this was all on Snapchat, but we met on Facebook dating, but pretty much she was just showing me all of the options of all of the dudes that she never even messaged, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Women are always weighing their options, man, you know, and they're going to always, you know, prioritize the guy that they see as like more attractive overall, holistically, 360 degrees. So this is why you need to be on point, even if you're a dude with game. But that's really all I got, man. Let's get back to it.
We just ended up arguing 2 times, and then later on that day, he reminded me that he was very serious about me taking him to go get ice cream on our second date, and that just pissed me off all over again, and I ghosted him. Oh, and I did see that you followed me on TikTok before you left that comment under my video. So in case you were wondering, we will never speak again.
Hold on, let me go back right quick. I didn't catch the last bit of what she said. Hold up. I didn't catch that.
But when I tell y'all I was almost too disgusted to eat.
Y'all.
Not only was it messy, but it was also loud, and he was eating super fast. So he got done way before I was done, and for the rest of the time that I was eating, it kind of felt like he was rushing me to get done. So I'm assuming he had somewhere to be after that, and I asked him, were you trying to go somewhere after this? Which, poorly phrased. He assumed that I meant us, and he asked me if I wanted to go get dessert after that. Absolutely not. But somehow it came up that we both really like ice cream, and he suggested that I take him to go get ice cream on our second date. What? And he repeats himself.
Wait a minute.
You should.
I guarantee you see, this is what happened when you listen to like coaches and you take what they say out. I guarantee you he was listening to somebody. Because that don't sound like something that the average person would do. You don't, bro. This woman don't really even know if she she knows she's attracted to you, but she don't know if she's willing to be attracted to you enough to actually go out on another date with you. And you already, you know, making suggestions for like her taking you out on the ice cream date, her spending money. Bro, this is weird, bro. Oh yeah, hold up. I ain't see Kel. What's good, Kel later Wanderer? What's good with you, man? What's happening, Prodigy? What's happening with you, bro? I appreciate you for sliding through. Do your boy a favor, hit that like button, though. But shout out to Kel later Wanderer, 100, man, for sure. What is it? But yeah, man, this is wild as hell to me. He talking about she need to take him to get ice cream. This wild.
Take me to go get ice cream.
Yeah, so that's the straw that broke the camel's back. I was not done eating, but I was done eating. Poorly phrased. He assumed that I meant us, and he asked me if I wanted to go get. I was too disgusted to eat.
Y'all.
Not only was it messy, but it was also loud, and he was eating super fast. So he got done way before I was done, and for the rest of the time that I was eating, it kind of felt like he was rushing me to get done. So I'm assuming he had somewhere to be after that, and I asked him, were you trying to go somewhere after this? Which, poorly phrased. He assumed that I meant us, And he asked me if I wanted to go get dessert after that. Absolutely not. But somehow it came up that we both really like ice cream, and he suggested that I take him to go get ice cream on our second date. What? And he repeats himself.
On our next date, you should take me to go get ice cream.
Yeah, so that's the
This dude has no freaking game. No game at all, bro. I'm telling you guys, even if a woman has high interest in you, it's not going to be that. You don't need some game about you, bro. You don't need some game about you. This is why it's good for you to start at the bottom and work your way up. Because if you start at the top, then it's like if you what exactly do I want to say right now? If you apply indirect effort in getting a mate, which is doing everything in your power to looks max to become extremely, I ain't gonna say extremely, but to become very attractive, or just to be like very physically attractive, I should say, if that is something that you prioritize and you completely neglect the direct effort that you put into the game, which is talking to women directly, cold approaching and things of that nature, then your social skills won't really be that good, bro. And this is pretty much the situation with that dude. She had that initial high interest in him, probably because of how he looked in his pictures and all that stuff. But as soon as she sat down and talked to him and all these different things, he exposed himself, bro. The dude exposed him. He exposed himself. So it's good for you to start at the bottom and work your way up. You start at the top, bro. You only can go downhill from there. So yeah, man.
straw that broke the camel's back. I was not done eating, but I was done eating, and we got the check and we left. Before we departed, he told me to text him and let him know when I got home safely. I told him you do the same. I didn't even get to the highway before he texted me that he was home. So when I got home, I told him that I got home. I also told him that I'm no longer interested in dating him. He asked me why. I told him exactly why. He apologized, he explained himself, and I actually gave him another chance after this, at least for a day. But the next day we just ended up arguing 2 times, and then later on that day he reminded me that he was...
She gave another chance to a dude that had no game. So that's actually bad on her behalf. She gave another chance to a dude that ain't got no game about him. Shame on you. If you ever see this, shame on you for giving another chance to a nigga with no game. But yeah, let's get back to it.
Very serious about me taking him to go get ice cream on our second date, and that just pissed me off all over again, and I ghosted him. Oh, and I did see that you followed me on TikTok before you left that comment under my video. So in case you were wondering, I also told him that I'm no longer interested in dating him. He asked me why. I told him exactly why. He apologized, he explained himself, and I actually gave him another chance after this, at least for a day. But the next day we just ended up arguing 2 times, and then later on that day he reminded me that he was very serious about me taking him to go get ice cream on our second date, and that just pissed me off all over again, and I ghosted him. Oh, and I did see that you followed me on TikTok.
You gonna take me to get this ice cream, or else he gonna go in his closet and pull out a belt, or he gonna throw a fragrance. He's gonna do this. He gonna throw a fragrance at you or some shit. He gonna go in his closet. He gonna threaten to pull out his belt. Or he gonna grab a fragrance or his phone or a motherfucking candle or whatever. He gonna throw it at you. He gonna just do whatever he can to fuck with you, you know, because he don't want to take you out for ice cream. This dude has no game about him, bro. No game at all. This is, I don't necessarily want to say it's the worst I've ever heard or seen, but it's up there. It's up there because it hurts your, and I think she's pretty much done. So I'm gonna go and close it out. Remove that right quick. Okay, so it's a blow to your ego when a woman is pretty much throwing you the alley-oop, right? It's like a layup. It's easy. She's throwing it at you and you still fumble. Like, imagine how big of a blow to your ego that'll be to you, bro. That's just like you approaching a 3 out of 10, right? She's a 3 out of 10. You approach her and she rejected you. Matter of fact, she harshly rejected you. And you in the back of your head, you should be lucky I'm even approaching you. Like, imagine how much of a blow to your ego that will be. It's crazy, bro. You know, I don't know. I mean, that I'm not necessarily making a comparison saying that woman is like a 3 out of 10. I'm definitely not saying that. But I'm just making a comparison of how easy you think it is or how easy it actually is, bro. And in his case, it should have been easy. I'm honestly, it seemed like she had enough attraction about him to not. I don't even think he really had to go out on no date, bro. Especially no dinner date. He could have did something a little less costly, I should say. You know, he could have took her out for a coffee, took her out on a walk to a park, took her to the gym, or maybe he could have brought her straight over to the crib, bro. Like, I don't know, like maybe they could have washed clothes together at the fucking laundromat. I'm just making shit up right now, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he necessarily had to take her out on the actual like dinner date, bro. He could have done something. And that, honestly, when I heard that's something that guys do when they first start talking to women, I'm not gonna say they don't have game, but I will say is that their game isn't necessarily that strong or that tight if they feel like they have to do that. Unless it's something that they always do. You know, if I'm a dude and I love going to expensive restaurants, you know, if that's like who I am, then it's all good. You know what I mean? Because this is what you do, and you love taking women with you. Like, this is where I'm gonna be anyway. I just got you here with me. Like, this is what I do normally. It's just like going, like, I like going to the gym. So if I take a woman to the gym with me, this is just who I am. This is just what I do. But if you don't like going out on dinner dates or anything like that, but you still compromise yourself to do it for a woman, then it just shows how much game you really don't have, you know? So yeah, man, I had to show this. And shout out to, what's his name? I can't remember this man's name. J.R Wisdom. I seen this clip a while ago from J.R Wisdom, and I put it in the archives. I'm like, I'm gonna react to this someday. And today it's like this is like one of the best days to react to this. You know, I got my camera on, my camera on point, my shit not lagging, you know, my audio is on point or whatever. And yeah, and I got the time to react to it. So yeah, bro. So I guess you guys can ask me some questions if you so choose to. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and close it now. I think I've been streaming for close to an hour, you know. So yeah, it's one more thing I want to show you guys. Hold up, one more thing I want to show. Give me a second.
Attractive man, you don't need game.
Okay, so this is what I want to. So this is another clip. I almost forgot about this clip. This is a very important clip to show. But some guys believe this rhetoric. Game is irrelevant for attractive men. It don't matter if you're attractive. You're still gonna need game. Now I understand that, and trust me on this. I sincerely understand that if you're a woman's preference and you're at the right place at the right time and the stars align, then you won't necessarily need to, you won't need to employ a game like that. I understand, like, you at the bar, you at a nightclub, you know, she got a couple of drinks in her, she's inebriated, and I don't condone it. I'm just giving you the reality of the situations that some guys take advantage of, you know. But if the right circumstances occur, then you won't need to employ a game. You know, she's looking at you, she's hot, and she's ready, and she's in the moment, right? I understand it's, and not necessarily even just at a nightclub or a bar. It's just situations in life can occur to where you don't necessarily need to employ a game, you know, but that's far and few in between. That's not the thing that typically happens. What I'm saying, typically speaking, in most cases, you're going to need to employ game even if a woman is attracted to you. Even if she's highly attracted, you're still going to need some game about you. But let's get to it.
When you're an attractive man, you don't need game. You don't need game, man. You can do anything and you're still going to pull girls. So this whole thing of men needing to have game is a whole bunch of garbage. Because truth to be told, game...
Let me correct him. You know what? One day, bro, I'm gonna just reach out to a shit ton of dudes that got this talking point and just ask to debate them so I can correct them, because they don't know what the fuck they talking about. But anyway, it's only easier. It's not gonna be a situation where you won't need game, but it'll be a situation where it'll be easier for you to attract the women that has high interest in you. It'll be easier. But you saying you won't need game, he don't know what he's talking about, bro. Like 100. Like it's two different types. It's two different types of women, or it's 2 or 3 different types of women. It's a woman that has high interest in you, which is the women that want you already or whatever, and then it's the women that has medium interest or like low interest. I mean, you guys pretty much know this rhetoric if you've been following my channel for a while. You know, this is actually shit that Lucario, so I gotta go on give them that. But this is good to, like, this is a good foundation to build upon, like 100%, because if a woman fall in one of these 3 categories, that will determine on how easy it will be for you to actually get what you want out of the woman. It's pretty much what I'm saying. If she's highly interested, you won't really need game like that. If it's medium, you're gonna need some game, 100%. But if it's low interest, it ain't even worth dealing with. Like, and that's just the reality of the situation. What he's talking about is women that already will want you. What I'm saying is you're gonna need game for the women that you want. And in my opinion, the women that you want tend to be the women with medium interest, the women that has a lot going on for themselves. The women that, like I said earlier, the woman that I was dealing with had literally, I bullshit you not, she had almost probably over 100 dudes on her Snapchat alone that she was scrolling, that she was scrolling on. If you're a guy and you don't stand out between all them 150 dudes that were scrolling, then bro, you're probably gonna get overlooked, man, is what I'm saying. But those are the women that you're gonna need game on even more. You know, hopefully everything I'm saying making sense. I'm trying to find a way to connect it so it can correlate like 100%. Oh damn, I got you, Long Strokes. Give me 1 second. But that's pretty much the situation, bro. Like, it's gonna be a situation where the women that you want, you're gonna need game for those women, even if you're attractive. That's all I'm saying. Even if you're a conventionally attractive dude, the women that you want, you're gonna need game for those women. But this dude, he don't understand that. He's talking about women that would already want you. But let me hold up. Actually, let me finish this video first, and I got you, Long Strokes, 100%, man. Let's get back to it.
Is only really necessary for men that have nothing else to offer. I mean, sure, you still need to be confident. You need to be the man. You need to be masculine. You need to have a dominant frame as a man. But when you're attractive and you have that look, you have the body, you have that physical appeal that women want, you don't need game, because everything is natural. You get that raw physical attraction from women, and you don't need to depend on all these gimmicks, all these tricks, and all these pickup lines to be considered attractive. I mean, hell, you don't even need to prove your worth to these girls, because you're that guy. And especially when you're multifaceted, then it's even better. So, no, attractive men don't need game. That's a myth. You don't need it. You need confidence, and you need to have the balls to show these girls that you're the man. And your looks are already helping you.
Okay, so yeah, he don't know what the fuck he's talking about with that one, but maybe someone will correct him one day. It might be me, maybe not. I don't know. But we got a super chat from Strong Strokes. I fuck with you. I appreciate that, man. You said you still need to know how to lead it to the bed, handle her emotions when she wants to see you after the sex, and how you want things to go with her. Exactly, bro. You still gonna need to like know how to lead, and that's a skill that's a skill in and of itself, being a leader. Because in order for you to be an effective leader, you need experience. If you don't have experience, you will not be an effective leader. That's 1,000,000%, bro. It's like all the hiccups and all the intimate like details or like circumstances that happen in life of you interacting with women, you know, that's all of that is correlated to leadership, and you're gonna have to be an effective leader to know how to circumnavigate all that BS. That's just like me, right? Perfect example. I did a live stream talking about how tough it is being a man, right? And imagine, and I'll give a brief rundown, not a live stream, but I did a video talking about it, right? But imagine in that video, well, let me start everything over. I'm throw it off right now for some weird reason. But I did a video talking about how tough it is being a man. And imagine if I would have had my woman in the car with me in that video while my muffler was down. I fucked my muffler up on the way to the barbershop to get my hair cut, right? You know what I mean? But so that's pretty much what happened. And imagine if I would have had my woman in the car with me. And that's like, I'm in the car, I'm stranded downtown. I don't know what the hell is going on with my car. Okay, my muffler is fucked up. She's like, baby, what's going on? Why your car scraping? Why that weird sound is happening? I gotta actually calm her down and say, look, this is all good. You ain't got nothing to worry about. This is matter of fact. How about this? How about I pay for you to get an Uber home and I'll handle this my damn self, but I don't need you getting stressed out. Or if you want to, you can help me out. It's your choice on what you want to do. And that's leadership. That's how you handle that. Difficult situations or circumstances occur and you got to know how to deal with it. All that stuff is tied into leadership. And that actually is something that will, help you become more attractive in her eyes, bro. But a lot of, and everything that he was talking about was wrong, and it was like surface level. It's like attraction is way more detailed, or it's made way more layered than just you being physically attractive. It's also like leadership, it's also like effort, competence, intelligence, all that stuff, man. It's all correlated to attraction, 100. But yeah, I appreciate the $5, 100%, man. This isn't the paid version of String Y'all, so I can't throw no sound effects or anything like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, 100, man. You actually, let me see what you said. You said he's not even that guy, so how would he really know? Dudes be talking certain things that they don't really even like, certain things that they don't even really live. That's what I'm saying, bro. How the hell he know he? Honestly, bro. Just being real, some guys, I don't believe that they believe they're that guy, 100%. I don't think they believe that they're that guy, 100%. Because me personally, if you really believe that, if you believe you're that guy, then you wouldn't have to create a video explaining or giving rhetoric saying how much of that guy you are. People will realize it, or the women that you deal with will realize it, bro, like 100. People will realize you're that guy. Is pretty much what I'm saying. You won't have a need to like say it. It's and that's just how I feel about that. I've never had the urge or the need to validate or to get validation from the audience or whatever. I could care less about that. I'm also care about helping and giving it game and information. So yeah, man. That's just how I feel. If you genuinely think you're that guy, then it will show it, like it will manifest itself in some way, shape, or form. Or you can just say, I don't give a damn what you think I'm that guy or not, So I mean, it is that as well, man. But yeah, if you guys got any questions, put a Q in the chat. I just had to play those 2 quick videos just to let you guys know exactly what I think about the topic. 100, man. I don't really have a whole lot else to say. I tell you what I can do. Hold up. Let me find it right quick. Yo, you know who it is. It's your boy True Project 27 here to make a quick announcement. Okay, so before I play that, I'm actually say this. I'm gonna say that for the end. But so you said long strokes. You said I don't think very attractive people get more favor when it comes to attracting the opposite. He said, I don't think very attractive people get more favor when it comes to attracting the opposite sex. Oh, let me read that again. I don't think I understand it. I don't think very attractive people get more favor when it comes to attracting the opposite sex. Well, I'll say this, right? And the term very attractive is like subjective, but I'll follow you on that. Like if you're quote unquote very attractive, or I should say if a woman see you as very attractive, it can help tilt the odds in your favor. I don't know, you said do think. Oh, I do think very, yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm reading right now. You said I do think very, very attractive people get more favor when it comes to attracting opposites. Yeah, I could, my reading comprehension isn't the best, like 100%. But yeah, I mean, yeah, man, yeah, 100. It helps you, like it makes the game a little bit easier. That's like you like becoming attractive and putting forth effort to look smacks and all that different stuff, man. Like it helps tilt the odds in your favor. Hold on, let me close this down. It's actually causing my stream to lag a little bit, but it helps tilt the odds in your favor. But that's really all it do, in my opinion, because and I know I'm attractive. Like I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I know I'm hella attractive, but in my situation, I've been in I played this live stream. Well, I created this live stream, I should say, because I've been in situations where I've been in front of women that I knew liked me, but because I had the speech impediment, right? Because I couldn't really articulate myself, being nervous, timid, shy, and all those things that women don't really find attractive. Because I was all of that, women lost interest in me, even though they was initially attracted to me, right? And that video that I played is more so confirmation bias, but it is a reality, like 100. It is a reality. Like if you don't have game, then even if a woman has high initial interest in you, she can overlook you because it could be a situation where you're not the only guy that look like that. Like us, right? Let's just say you had 10 Kardashian women hit. Now I say it was, I don't know, like Bernice Burgo, Enya Love, Aisha Diaz, all of those women like hit you up in your DMs, right? And you could be more attracted to one woman than the other. But the woman that I should say that's more submissive, that's more attentive, that's more cooperative, the woman that's willing to go above and beyond for you, that's the woman that you're gonna choose over the other women, even though they might be more, I should say, physically attractive, right? All of those women are like closer on the scale, but you have a preference for one woman over the other because they prioritize you, right? And so that's like the same thing for a woman. If you're like, if she vibe with you a whole lot more than the other guys that she's talking to, then she's going to prioritize you because she see you as more appealing holistically, because maybe you have the look, but you also have the game, you also have the personality attached to the look, is what I'm saying. So I guess that's the comparison with that, so yeah, like being attractive, being good looking, it is icing on the cake, like 100. I know how it feels to walk in a place and get all the attention and just have a lot of women checking you out. You know what I mean? I know how it feels. I've been that guy before. It's not maybe not super consistent, but I've been in those situations to where I'm like the main attraction. Right hand to Jesus Christ. I've been in those situations. The thing was, when I was presented with the women, when I approached the women that I wanted, the women that I was attracted to, I realized it wasn't that easy, because it's like it's like you got tunnel vision for the woman that you want, right? You got tunnel vision for the woman. You ignoring all the women that want you, and you more so honed in on what you want. But since it's what you want, you don't know if the interest is going to be there or not, right? You know, so that's pretty much what I'm saying. Like, since you don't know the interest is there, then you're gonna need to have even tighter games. You know, I don't know. Like that's just how I feel about it, bro. Like 100. Regardless of how attractive you think you are, you still gonna need game. 100, bro. You still gonna need game. And you guys know I'm all about cold approach. I don't necessarily look for choosing signals. You know, that's why I made the example earlier about tunnel vision and all that, because I'm always focused on what I want for the most part. I don't necessarily care about who wants me like that, you know, but that's just who I am, and that's just how I get down. The only way I care is if she's somebody that I would want. But if you're not what I would want, I will literally like dismiss you. I'm gonna disregard you, like 100. Let me see. You said the big debate with looks is whether it's the icing on the cake or whether it's a part of the cake, i.e., is it necessary or is it just a bonus? Here is the thing. The composition of the cake is relative. I got you, man. I don't necessarily think my reading comprehension isn't the best, like I said, but I think I get the gist of what you said there. But like Hamilton, I'm gonna need you to hop on the panel one day, 100%, bro. It do feel good when women are choosing you before you even say a word. The looks and swag got her attention, but you have the relax and close the deal. 100%, bro. It feel real good, you know, when you got all the women checking for you. And that's real shit, bro. It feel real good when you walk in the establishment and you just get women just looking at you. You know what I mean? Like it'll help boost your ego, you know. But man, if you're a guy like me, see, the reason why I like going after the women that I like is because I'm halfway paranoid schizophrenic. You know, if I go after what I want, I know that I'm in control, and I don't like necessarily having to, you know, guess if a woman has an agenda for me. Like I'm the one in control of our approach. I've been in weird situations, so I don't really trust people like that. You know, maybe I'm weird like that, but that's why I like approaching. I don't necessarily care about motherfuckers wanting me. It's about if I want you or not. You know what I mean? The only way I take a woman, like her giving a choosing signal, the only way I take that serious is if she's aggressive. If she's aggressive in a choosing signal, then maybe I might, you know, take it serious. But other than that, no, bro. Like, man, I remember I was working this job. I was working at a bookstore, right? It was back in like 2021, 2022. I was working at this bookstore. And when I was working at this bookstore, it was a woman that liked me, right? It was a woman, she had she was kind of chubby, you know. She was like a Latina woman. She had a little bit of weight on her. But she used to check for me all the time. She used to be choosing me. But guess what? Her boyfriend worked there. Her boyfriend literally worked at the job with her. And if I would have approached her, I would have tried to make it happen with her. And if he would have seen that shit, matter of fact, he did see it. And that motherfucker threatened to shoot me. Right hand to Jesus Christ, bro. That dude, and I know using the Lord's name in vain is bad, but I'm just trying to, you know, paint a picture or just make an example. You know, a woman choosing you sometimes could be to your detriment, bro, because you don't necessarily know what the situation is. But that's just, you know, I don't know. That's just me. Let's see what you guys talking about right quick. Oh, I didn't even know I didn't even know you brought this up. You said everyone's cake is different. For some women, good looks is a bonus, but for some, if it's not there, then it's a wrap. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, for some women, you know, it's like icing on the cake. Whether he look good or not, it is what it is. But if he do look good, you know, like that's like the cherry on top. But for some women, it's like if you don't look good, then it's nothing that we can do. it's nothing that we could do. If you don't match my preference, you know, if you're not my type, so to speak, then I don't give a damn how much money you got. I don't care how fly you are. It's nothing that you could do, you know. So some women are like that, you know. Like they only go for the women that they genuinely find interest in. It's not a situation to where you can do things to, I should say, raise interest. Some women don't give a damn about you trying to raise interest with them. They only care about what they want. That's just like a guy that's attracted to big booty, BBL white chicks with blonde hair, right? That's his preference, and those are literally the only women he go for. If he don't see those women, or if those women isn't in his vicinity, he damn near gonna leave, because he only like white chicks pretty much. So that's pretty much that's the situation for some women. They only go for or DM the guys that they generally find attractive. They ignore everybody else. They have the tunnel vision for the guys that their preference. So yeah, 100. All right, you said yeah. You said yeah. That's the side. You said yeah. That's the side of the game. Guys have to tighten up. Have to tighten their senses on. These ex-boyfriend, ex-husbands, and ex-simp/tricks dudes are ready to annihilate anyone that get in there. Yeah, 100, bro. Man, I've seen some shit that I damn near don't even want to share with y'all, bro. Maybe I might make a Patreon story time about it in the future, but I've seen some stuff, bro. I've seen some stuff, man. I remember I was working at this one job, and I'm not necessarily gonna name the job because maybe people will figure out what I'm talking about if I say it. You never know who really watching, right? But I was working at this one job, and we didn't even know that the supervisor and not the supervisor, but the manager and one of his employees was smashing. We didn't even know. They had been smashing for God knows how long, even though she got a boyfriend that worked at the job with her, but they work in different departments. You know how two couples get hired on together, but they get separated in different departments? That's pretty much what happened. They got separated in different departments, but she got put in a department where she was working with this manager. Now, matter of fact, he was the one that separated them. I remember that. Like, he was the one that separated them. Like, I take her and another supervisor or manager take you, you know. So that's pretty much what happened. But he was smashing her for a good 6 months, and he didn't even know. He didn't even know because, well, I mean, I'm not gonna give too much away, but that's pretty much the situation. He didn't know for an extended amount of time, even though they was boyfriend and girlfriend, even though they was together, he didn't know. And that's pretty much what I'm talking about, man. Like, that's why I don't even like dealing with women at work, bro. You never really know what's going on. I'm telling you, if she worked there and she's fine, bro, I'm telling you, the supervisor, the manager, the team lead, somebody in like higher position gonna be doing something. I'm just being real. Somebody gonna be trying to get at her, bro. That's why a lot of guys prefer women not to even work, because they already know if she's fine, bro, somebody gonna try to get her at the job, bro. That's actually what happened at a job I was at about a year ago. I'm not gonna name that job, but the dude started the job with her, right? And then this happened before I even started working. The dude just told me the story of this. Actually, I think he's like a tech now. Well, I don't know if he's still a tech, but he told me that he got hired on like with the woman, but she ended up getting snatched by another supervisor. Right hand to Jesus, right hand to the Most High. You know what I mean? She ended up getting snatched by another supervisor to a point where they fired him. They fired both of them. He's still at the job, but they fired both of them. Both of them. Yeah, I say I'm trying to get my English on point or whatever. You know what I mean? But both of them is fired. But the dude, I believe, and this is just a hypothetical, hopefully he never watched this, maybe or whatever, But I believe he's talking to the supervisor that work there now. I believe he's talking to the supervisor that work there now. Right? I believe so. I don't know that for sure. I know that I used to always see him talk or whatever. I used to always see him chit chat or whatever. He used to always try to flirt with her and stuff. But maybe they talking now. I don't know. I'm just assuming on that one. But yeah. Would you say relationships will show you how shy people can be? Yeah, man. For sure. You said, I knew one woman who let her boyfriend run a train on her shortly after she gave birth to his daddy and dumped him. Yeah, that's diabolical. That's diabolical work right there, boy. I tell you. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Like 100, bro. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, man. For sure. Damn. Bro, that's crazy work. I don't necessarily see no question. I'm honestly just addressing statements. You know, I appreciate the $5 long strokes 100%. You say, what'd you say? About to shoot a shot in the grocery store. She's either going to give the number to get rejected. Ashley plan on doing some approaches probably tomorrow or sometime this week. I never approach women with my hair. If my hair not cut, I don't approach women. I don't approach women if my hair not cut. That's just my rule of thumb. Or I should say, you should never approach a woman if your hair not cut. If you approach women and you don't got your damn hair cut, you a damn fool, bro. You asking to get rejected. Like 100, bro. Yeah, we got Hamilton. He said, what's the most diabolical thing you've ever seen a woman do? The most diabolical thing I've ever seen a woman do. Well, I have one story on my Patreon that I talked about. I told the story of how nasty some women are. I actually showed a portion of that earlier. You know, so yeah, I mean, some women will I've had a woman, you know, let me smash her, and then she would go over another guy's house as soon as I'm done. After I literally busted a nut inside of her, she's on her way to another dude's house. Right hand, bro. So I mean, that's one of not the most, but that's one of the most diabolical things I witnessed from a woman. You know, like I'll finish smashing her, ejaculating her, and then another dude do the same thing. It's wild, bro. You know, I ejaculate her, and I'm like, man, I remember that night. I remember that night. I was sad when she left, but I had to keep the poker face up, though. You know what I mean? I couldn't let her know that I actually liked her. And I didn't even want to like her. After she told me she was on her way to smash another dude, you know, I like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can like you can be on your way. I'm pretty much done with you. But yeah, it's diabolical like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I'm trying to see where I want to go with this. Okay, Jay, I guess I'll go ahead and address your question. I'm gonna close it down, man. What'd you say? You said, what's your typical experiences when you follow a woman's lead? Did you usually end up good for sex or her losing interest in what? What's your typical experiences when you followed a woman's lead? Did you usually end up good for the sex or her losing interest at some point? What typically happened when I followed a woman's lead? I mean, I got the smash. Most of the time I followed a woman's lead, just being real, bro. It was women that I actually was attracted to. You know, the women I actually saw was like H9s and 10s, the women that I genuinely liked. I would end up smashing. It would just take a long time. it would take me a long time. If you follow a woman's lead, you're more likely to smash if you maneuvering correctly in that situation. It just could take a long time. And like you said, at some point it can just fizzle out because she don't like that strong burning lust isn't there the way she would have it that's for a guy that's, I should say, high interest, right? So it's not the same. Like me following a woman's lead is me following a woman that I'm highly interested in. But do I do that now? Hell fucking no. I don't even thirst for sex the same way I used to. Like 100. I used to go out every weekend thirsting for pussy. I don't. That's not. I'm not like that no more. You know what I mean? I almost think that shit is beneath me. Like a real Jesus could strike me down the head right now. Certain things I just think is beneath me. I'm just being real. Not even on no egotistical shit. I genuinely feel that way. But yeah, long strokes, man. Following me following a woman's lead. Typically, I would smash, but the disrespect and her not really cooperating with me, that would be a thing. So some dating coaches say that I do agree with them, but you would smash for sure. Okay. You said I did. Well, I said I wasn't going to address no more questions. You said I did follow a woman's lead when I was younger. When I was game goofy, I've never been robbed, set up, or anything. It's just, you said it's just not an ideal setup. Yeah, 100, bro. Following a woman's lead is definitely not something you should do because you never really know what her agenda is, So, yeah. I'm gonna pretty much just leave it here. I've been streaming for about a good hour and a half. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Definitely gonna be doing more of these in the future. Maybe 2 a week, 3 a week. I'm gonna be a little bit more consistent with doing live streams since I am doing coaching, and I need to get more familiar with the audience that I have. 100. But yeah, also, I got some approaches coming up. I plan on going out on some dates, but that stuff is pretty much gonna be behind the paywall. I'm not anything I do like behind the scenes as far as me like spending time with women and stuff. I'm not putting that on public on YouTube. It's not happening. So definitely got some stuff planned, like 100%. But that's really all I got. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Until next stream, peace. I'm out, man. Yo, you know who it is. It's your boy True Prodigy 27 here to make a quick announcement. So I have recently established myself as a coach. And as a coach, I'm here to tell you that I can help you get better at dealing with the opposite sex, right? In terms of face-to-face interactions, Yo, you know who it is. It's your boy True Prodigy 27 here to make a quick announcement. So I have recently established myself as a coach. And as a coach, I'm here to tell you that I can help you get better at dealing with the opposite sex, right? In terms of face-to-face interactions, cold approach, social circle, getting better with building your confidence, getting better at getting over rejection, getting better at building your social skills, right? I'm probably one of the best guys to come to because I was a guy, I had a bad speech impediment that pretty much like had me fumbling a lot of chicks, right? But through my own efforts, I got over that speech impediment. Now I'm at a level to where I can teach you on how you can get better with the opposite sex, right? So if you are curious to experience what I have to offer you, then hit me up on my website at MackApproachDating.com, or you can hit me up, on TikTok, hit me up on Instagram. All of that will be listed in the description box on my YouTube channel. And also subscribe to my Patreon account. I have some exclusive and some explicit content on there. I used to do OnlyFans, so I do post a little bit of that content on there. But anyway, that's really all I have to say. If you're interested, definitely hit me up on the back end and I will help you get started at at improving your dating life. 100%. So that's all I have. Have a blessed day.